Face the Nation.
You're still watching Face the Nation, and still joining us is the chairman of the board of PhilPost, Attorney Christian Gargantiel, and of course, the Postmaster General and CEO, Mr. Maximo Santamaria III. And earlier, we discussed the relevance and why they are really still existing nowadays, even if there are a lot of services or apps available for the people to send their messages or parcels through third-party providers. So earlier they said that they plan on having they are actually starting digitalization internally, and by next year they will be also launching digitalization for as an app to provide service to those who are actually using PhilPost. And we have to also identify now the 8-point agenda that they want to focus on together with their priorities and directions for 2026. But before we do that, ngayon po ba, gaano pa rin kalaki ang bulk ng mga natatanggap natin na either mails or parcels that we have to distribute nationwide? So talagang sinasabi nga natin kanina, di ba, even for just government correspondences that you have to provide, yan, isa yan dun sa mga nakakatulong sa inyo para masuportahan ang PhilPost. And kanina earlier when I was talking with Sir Maxi, pinag-usapan din namin na kasama din, hindi kasi ang naiisip natin, baka letters lang from ordinary persons na isa-isang mail, postcard.
Right.
Hindi lang din ganyan. Meron din kayo syempre mga clients from corporations that also provides, I think, helps para, sabi nyo nga, kailangan din naman kasing kumita ang PhilPost. So, malaki pa rin po ba yung bulk ng mga nare-receive natin na mga either letters or parcels na idinidistribute natin sa buong Pilipinas?
Okay. Yung bulto po, yung bulk ng aming revenue comes from mail services. So marami pa rin po mga organizations, not only government but private, entities, making use of mail services. This is because of compliances, regulatory requirements that they need to furnish yung mga addressee na mga letters or hard copies pa rin. So bulk of our revenue comes from mail services. And also, ngayon, with the emergence of the e-commerce business, ito po, slowly, ang mga ating mga parcels or pakete are, somehow increasing in terms of postal delivery services po.
Siguro ang naiisip ko dyan, kasi i-mention ni attorney kanina, sabi niya, kasi mababa yung presyo. Kung ikukumpara natin dun sa ibang mga nagpro-provide ng service. So ito talagang kakayanin, or dahil ito din ba ay kasama din sa mandato na dapat talaga ang ipino-provide nyo na service ay mura talaga at abot kaya.
Considering it's a governmental function, sovereign function to deliver mails, parcels, dapat talaga mababa. Kung hindi nga kayang libre, sa ngayon hindi kaya.
Hindi kaya.
Dapat at least mababa kasi, for example, yung government's duty to deliver, to educate the nation. Di ba dati ang public school, high school, college, may bayad kahit konti hanggang sa naging libre ang basic education. Tas ang college nung mga bandang 90s, early 2000, may bayad ang college sa government schools. Ngayon libre na, inuunti-unti. Sa postal, not yet ready, but at least mababa yung presyo namin.
At least mababa at talagang abot kaya pa ng ordinaryong mamamayan.
Correct.
So ang pinagkaiba nga lang din siguro is abot kaya, pero huwag nating ikumpara dun sa mga mas mahal na talagang napakabilis naman nung service na inaasahan natin kasi mas mahal nga yung ibinayad nila.
Saka ang purpose namin ng paggampan ng aming obligasyon sa postal delivery, postal services, it's not really money making or to earn profit unlike private companies. Ang sa amin talaga is to deliver. And incidentally, may mga cost yan. Yun lang kailangan namin para matugunan yung cost and to maintain our existence as a government-owned and controlled corporation. Hence, minimal lang naman. Minimal.
Yes. Okay, attorney, since you are also very new at PhilPost, sabi nila meron kayong 8-point agenda.
Yes.
This is to revolutionize PhilPost
Oo.
into a financially viable, dyan na
Eh.
yung financially viable
Oo.
agad ha,
Oo.
market-driven business and prolific player in the supply chain industry. Of course, this is anchored by the PDP 2022-2028 and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Ano ba tong 8-point agenda? But when we talk about this 8-point agenda, kung sinasabi natin, anchored by the PDP 2022-28 and UN Sustainable Development Goals, that doesn't end here in the Philippines. Kasi kanina ay minention din ni Sir Maxi na tayo ay kabahagi din ng UN. How do you refer to it, sir?
Universal Postal Union.
Yes, and this covers the whole world na,
Yep.
na talagang tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang postal service hindi lang sa Pilipinas maski sa ibang
It's
bansa.
similar to an organization similar to, for example, if yung mga countries, they have the United Nations. So yung postal services all across the globe, they also have the similar universal postal union. So ang saan ba PMG Maxi ang headquarters nito sa Switzerland?
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Meron talagang ganun. Yung 8-point agenda na naisip ni Maxi na ipapatupad sa PhilPost, inline yan sa gustong mangyari ng pamahalaan, Philippine Development Plan, at saka yung plano din ng UPU for Universal Postal. Pwedeng
Yes, Sir Maxi,
discuss na.
please give us a brief idea kung ano ba tong 8-point agenda kasi this will definitely support your plans not just for next year but for a bit siguro medium term na tong tinitingnan natin and for the people to see that you can remain relevant.
Yes.
Okay. Okay po. I would like, of course, the public to understand that the postal operation follows a certain framework. Ito po yung nabanggit nyo kanina, us being a member of the Universal Postal Union, there are 192 countries, member countries, postal operators globally. Now, the UPU is also following the UN framework. This includes yung tinatawag nating 17 Sustainable Development Goals na 2015 to 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. Now, there are some identified sustainable development goals that the postal organization has a very strong contribution. For example, innovation, infrastructure, and industry. The postal organization, the postal office, plays a vital role in achieving innovation, bigger growth in the industry, and also aside from this, one identified sustainable development goal is yung creating sustainable cities and communities. The strength of the Philippine Postal Corporation is about the last mile. Ito yung mga far-flung places. And then we believe that we have a strong contribution in creating sustainable cities and communities by delivering, us being a bridge or conduit in delivering all resources available down to the far-flung areas. That's why dito po namin in-anchor yung aming identified 8-point agenda. Of course, we do understand the present sentiments po ng aming mga customers na medyo may kabagalan sa sistema, medyo magulo. That's why ang number 1 po namin yung tinatawag na business process development. So we need to improve our operational framework sa loob. Kaya ayusin po namin ang aming operation sa loob nang sa ganon maibalik po namin yung reliability sa publiko. This includes yung applying yung mga quality management system tulad ng ISO. So nag-certify na po kami niyan and right now our goal is to include other processes po to making sure that we will offer efficient and do efficient operational services. Another point po to consider this is under the 8-point agenda is of course yung customer-centric driven. So we would like to be sensitive sa needs po ng customer and what they want. So yun po yung kailangan yung mga datos na makukuha namin will be useful in understanding our customers. And of course yung aming number 1 yung yung aming in terms of ICT assimilation. Ito po yung digitalization na nabanggit nyo. So slowly po pinapasok na namin sa sistema namin sa operations. We have international postal system na kung saan yung sistema namin nakakabit sa other postal organization outside the country para na sa ganun nalalaman namin kung nasaan na yung mga pakete, yung mga sulat. And then we will do this domestically through the mail management system na ipapasok din namin doon sa nabanggit kong mobile application. So this is part of the ICT, assimilation of ICT. And isa po dito yung aming strong partnership with different stakeholders. Gawa nga po nung kami malakas at pagdating po sa last mile delivery and yung reaching these communities, we want to have strong participation in terms of community-based program creation. Recently po, ang Pilipinas nakaranas po ng disasters. Bagyo, baha. Ang PhilPost po ay tumutulong. Recently po, nakipag-partner kami sa DSWD to deliver yung mga relief goods faster. Available po kami that very moment na meron pong calamities. So once na tinawag po kami ng ibang ahensya ng gobyerno, handa po kaming tumulong. So that's why we want to build this strong partnership and then bring this down to the communities to create programs na makakatulong po dito. Of course, these are some of the agenda that we want to focus on. And of course, yung aming corporate performance. We want to monitor yung aming, yung mga KPIs, we want to solidify yung aming key performance indicators down po sa aming mga letter carriers. Importante po kasi na ang aming letter carriers naiintindihan nila yung objective at yung role ng post office na sa kanilang pang-araw-araw na gawain, alam nila yung importansya ng kanilang ginagawa. And of course, included dito sa ating 8-point agenda is yung aming human resource development. This includes upskilling. So, dapat hindi rin po mapag-iwanan yung aming mga kasama sa trabaho in terms of new technologies, new industries. Dapat we understand on what's happening yung landscape po natin pagdating sa delivery service. And with this, in turn will somehow strengthen our financial viability. So kung magagawa po namin dito at yung mga publiko patuloy na tatangkilikin yung aming serbisyo, this in turn will result, of course, to increase in our revenues.
Na kailangan nyo talagang gawin.
Yes.
Kasi talagang kailangan kayo makahanap kayo talaga kung paano kikita. Sabi mo nga, self-sustaining ang PhilPost. Sir, minention mo, Sir Maxi, sabi mo nga is kayo last mile. Kasi syempre, sa tagal naman na ng ating postal service dito sa Pilipinas, talagang may mga lahat ng lugar sa Pilipinas, meron talaga tayong post office.
Opo.
So, pero kanina, i-mention mo din, syempre, sinabi mo nga dati, 14,000 strong men ang nagpapatakbo sa PhilPost, pero nangalahati ito na nasa 7,000 na lang. And then you mentioned also, sinabi mo, during the calamities, you worked with DSWD to be the one to assist in the delivery of some of the goods. Nakakayanan pa ba yan ng miyembro ng talagang mga tao na nasa ating mga post office para magawa ito? And kanina, i-mention nyo din naman na talagang ang dami pa rin na nagpapadala ng mga weather letter, or packages na mga parcels, talagang idinadaan pa din sa post office kasi nga mas mababa yung presyo.
Yep.
So sapat pa ba ang ating tao para gawin ang mga bagay na ganito?
Yun nga po, no? So, gawa po na aming katayuan ngayon. Medyo may kakulangan po talaga.
Lalo pa, sir, idagdag ko lang. Ang mga nagtatrabaho sa PhilPost ay government employees.
Yes.
Which means they work like any other government personnel na 8 to 5
Yes.
ang trabaho. And they just do government work na dapat walang mga lagay, walang tinatanggap. Kung ikukumpara natin, meron pa bang tayong mga tao sa post office, hindi ba nakuha na ng mga provider ng e-commerce yan? Kasi yung sa e-commerce natin, syempre, ang daming gustong mag-apply. May bonus ka na, may tip ka pa. Diba? Yun yung ipinagkaiba. So where are we at when we talk about employees under ng PhilPost and enough to provide the service?
Katulad ho nung nabanggit ko kanina, masasabi ho, medyo may kakulangan ho talaga kami. So, yun lang po yung one thing that, mapupuri nyo po sa aming workers, lalo ng mga letter carriers. Talagang they exert extra effort. Kung natatandaan po natin, yung mga kabataan natin, yung ating mga kartero, yung mga mailman natin, para excited tayong makita at pag nakumakatok, excited nating makita sila because may mga dalang magandang balita, postcards. So very strong po and solid yung relationship ng ating mga kartero sa community. Kaya nga po ito yung isang lakas, yung strength ng post office. Kasama na po dito yung kanilang paninilbihan ng minsan sobra sa oras. Although being a government employee that we work 8 to 5, Monday to Friday, but we have letter carriers who are willing to serve beyond working hours. Yun nga lang po, siyempre, naintindihan po namin yung kanilang mga sahod, sahod ng isang gobyerno, medyo may kababaan. That's why po, there's a need, strong need na palakasin po namin yung aming financial situation for us to support yung aming mga letter carriers, yung mga frontliners namin. Meron din po kami mga contract of service workers na doing regular jobs na. Doing like servicing like a letter carrier. So kaya nga patuloy namin pinupuri at hopefully dumating po yung pagkakataon na maibalik namin yung tulong dito sa mga workers na to who's serving diligently and effortlessly serving the public and our community. So kaya po kasama doon sa aming 8-point agenda is yung aming human resource development, upskilling. So hindi lang po sa pag-improve ng kanilang sahod o salary, but also, building their knowledge, their capability in terms of skills and knowledge po.
Yes, tama po yan. Sa pagbabalik po ng Face the Nation, pag-uusapan pa po natin ang ilan sa mga issues na kinakaharap ng PhilPost at kung paano pa nila mas mapapabuti ang pagbibigay ng serbisyo, lalo na sa paghahatid ng mga sulat or mga parcel sa buong Pilipinas. Sa pagbabalik po ng Face the Nation.
Face the Nation.